Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Hi, we're back. This is a very special day here at Focus Today and at theDove. We are encouraging you, if you haven't already done so, to make an effort to go to the beautiful Mellelo Coffee House behind Costco and sign the petition to stop your tax dollars for paying for 11 abortions a day in the state of Oregon. It's just hard to believe that that is happening. Of all 50 states in the United States, Oregon is at the bottom. We have zero restrictions. Abortion can be performed up through the 9th month in this state, and it has to stop. Over half the abortions performed in the state of Oregon are paid for by our tax dollars. It's $1.75 million in public money is spent on about 4,000 abortions a year in the state of Oregon. Now here's where we are on this petition drive. Totally we need about 116,284 signatures to qualify for the ballot in November. I think we're pushing around 70,000 right now. So between now and the end of June, we have to get these signatures in. Now this is statewide, not just here, but statewide. And so today is a special day. If you go out to Mellelo Coffee House behind Costco, Bryan Platt and his crew and his volunteers from Jackson County Right to Life there with the petitions. You can also pick up a petition there and take it to your church if your pastor will allow you to have it in the church, and I trust that will happen as well. If you're outside the immediate area and you can't make it to Mellelo's today, you can go to online at Oregon2014.org and you can sign the petition there as well. Now, if you've already have signed the petition, still come to Mellelo's because they have a certificate for $1 off on coffee. Your name will go in the hat for some great giveaways that we'll have on the air tomorrow, of which is a coffee a day for a month. Also, while you're out there, we will give you a copy of our devotional, The Word for You Today, and we have a bunch of books that we've taken out that we use for interviews and things, and we're just giving those away, first come, first served. But today's a very, very special day, and with me right now, we're Skyping in Bryan Platt from Mellelo's there behind Costco in Medford. Bryan, very special day, and hopefully you're getting some folks coming by.
Perry, it is, and they're responding to the time that we've been on the air here. It's a great day. I mean, it's a glorious day to come out. The sun is shining, and people are responding. They're coming out. We're giving away a lot of the sheets, which I think is our best strategy to make this happen. But people are signing up, and we're just praising the Lord.
All right. Now, where are you in the actual statewide? You're a little over 70,000?
Right. So I've got some statistics here on what we're doing. Statewide, we're 68,000, something like that. In the Dove viewing area, the numbers come out this way. In Jackson County, we're at 53% of the goal. Josephine's up to 64%. Klamath's at 62%. Coos is at 31%. Curry's at 63%. Douglas is at 42%, and Deschutes is at 37%. So obviously there's a way to go, but again, by having events like this today, Perry, giving out these sheets, it's a multiplier effect, and we're really trying to establish I guess you could say almost a team effort here, where it's not just a few of us sitting at a table asking for signatures, but these sheets are going out into the community. Even putting 2 or 3 more signatures on a sheet outside of our venue is a multiplier effect that'll get it done for us. We have 31 days, Perry, 31 days.
All right. Now, the website, Oregon2014.org.
That's right. And on that website is basically a primer for what this is all about. It gives all the information about the need for this petition to be signed and to get it on the ballot in November. Gives all the data. And most importantly, if you're unable to get here or somehow haven't been able to get a signature on a sheet, you can actually print off a single signer sheet right off of that website and sign it and then mail it in to the chief petitioners to get it done that way.
The other part of this, people need to understand, this doesn't stop abortions 100% in the state of Oregon.
No, that's right.
But
that's right, Perry. Yeah. What it does, you know, to steal a phrase from the other side, It's about choice. You and I don't have a choice in the matter right now. Our tax money that we pay to the state of Oregon and through the income tax is going into the Oregon Health Plan, and through the Oregon Health Plan, about 4,000 or so babies are being killed every year, and that's using our tax money. And I think the thing that's the most important to emphasize is these are not abortions necessarily to save the life of a mother. These are abortions that are elective. These are abortions for convenience. This has nothing to do with the life or the health necessarily of the mother. So we're paying for this, Perry. We don't have a choice in this. This petition being put on the ballot in November seeks to give us the opportunity to opt out of having our money being used to kill these babies.
All right, now the other thing is, Bryan, and I'm going to play a little video here in a few moments when we're done from Randy Alcorn talking to pastors about the legality, but more important, the spiritual responsibility of talking about this in the church and allowing it in the church. Do you want to add to that?
Well, there's no secret, Perry, that it's been one of the more frustrating aspects of this entire effort, and that is our inability to get into all the churches. For myself, it's as clear of a scriptural issue as there can be. I frankly don't understand why a church would be resistant to allowing this. Like you say, we've covered the legal issue. There are none. This is completely acceptable with respect to a church's 501c3 status. I have asked a couple of the pastors if their boards and their church leadership makes a decision not to allow the petition to be signed in the church, then I'd like to know where the scriptural basis for that decision is. I respect their authority. They're accountable to the Lord, and I completely accept that, but it doesn't take away that frustration. We have enough signatures literally sitting in the pews of the churches in the state of Oregon to get this thing done.
Wow. All right. Now, there are some incentives today, and again, you don't have to sign the petition to get any of these things. Just show up out there, and just by being there, whether you sign the petition or not, they're going to give you a certificate for $1 off or some coffee. We have the Word for You Today devotionals out there. We just want to give you one of those if you've never had one. We took a bunch of books out there, kind of like a book fair, and you know what? They're all free. First come, first serve. You can have them. And I guess there's some giveaways too. Sal's going to give away a coffee a day for a month.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say to you and your team, thank you, Bryan. And also, I want to say, maybe you can add to this. I want to say thank you to Sal Mellelo for allowing us to do that today.
You know, he's a brave man. I'm in business. I understand the implications that this can have for a business, and he's a blessing. It's been great to get to know him. He's a courageous man, and you know what? He's leaning on the Lord. He just feels led by the Lord to do this. So, yes, indeed. Thank you so much, Sal.
Well, while you and I are talking, I've watched about 4 people walk up behind you there and sign the petition, so it's a good thing. Thank you, Bryan.
It's a good thing. You bet. Thank you, Perry.
All right, we'll be back to Bryan in just a few moments. This is going on all day at the beautiful Mellelo Coffee House behind Costco. Now, you don't have to buy anything to participate in this. You don't have to buy anything to get a certificate or pick up those books. All that's just free. It's our way of saying thank you for coming on by. But we are asking you to sign the petition if you haven't done so. And maybe you could talk to Bryan or Robin or somebody else if you'd like to pick up a petition and take it to your family members or your friends or even into your church. Right now, I want to share with you a little video clip from Randy Alcorn, who's one of the warriors in this movement, talking to pastors of what it is to deal with this subject in your church.
What would you say to the pastor who believes this issue is too controversial and doesn't want to offend the congregation from their pulpit?
I would say the importance of not offending people is overrated. I think we need to never go out of our way to offend people. But I think we need to let the gospel and the truth of God offend people or encourage people and comfort people. So we need to simply say what is true, say it in a kind and gracious way. But if it is offensive to people, let it offend them. My question would be, if we don't talk about it in the church, where are people going to learn this?
Right.
I mean, are they going to get it from the evening news? No. Are they going to get it from the newspaper, from general magazines?
No.
They're not going to. If that isn't heard from the pulpit, if it isn't heard in the local church, it just won't be heard. So yeah, I think it is the responsibility of church leaders to draw people's attention to this.
The latest statistics show 11 abortions are being funded by Oregon taxpayers every day.
Some people could say, well, 11 abortions a day, that's not very many. It sounds more when it's over 4,000 for a year. But the fact is, every single one of these children's lives is precious. If 11 children were killed in Portland or Salem or Eugene or any part of Oregon today, it would be the top of the news, the absolute top of the news. It's 11 every day, not simply 11 who are dying. Their deaths are being subsidized, paid for by our tax dollars, including mine, yours, and every Christian in the state of Oregon who pays taxes. We are funding the killing of children.
Powerful. Randy Alcorn. Coming up next, we're going to have a special guest. Melissa Oden's going to be with us. She's actually an abortion survivor. We'll have her story next here on Focus Today. Welcome back. Very, very special day today on Focus Today. This has been a special edition. And what we're doing today is asking you to be involved in an issue that just cannot go ignored. In the state of Oregon, our tax dollars are paying for 11 abortions a day. It has to stop. And I don't know if you weren't moved by my last guest, something is desperately wrong. When you hear Melissa Oden's story of surviving an abortion and the circumstances leading up to her mother trying to kill her in the womb, it just doesn't get any more clear than that. And here we are as Oregonians allowing our tax dollars through a court order to kill 11 babies a day. How can we possibly stand before God and say we knew all about this issue, but we did nothing about it? I don't think whatever the excuse is will stand very long. So today, if you live in and around Southern Oregon, we're asking you to go out of your way to go to the Mellelo Coffee House. It's a beautiful place right behind Costco. And Bryan Platt and his volunteers from Jackson County Right to Life are there all day long, asking you to sign the petition to get on the ballot a measure to stop our taxpayers for paying for those abortions. While you're there, you're going to be given a certificate for $1 off on a coffee. Whether you use it today or not, that's not important. Your name will go in the hat for some great drawings tomorrow. We'll be giving away certificates for a coffee a day for a month. We have taken a bunch of books out there from the Dove Library that's been on our shelves, and first come, first serve. You can have anything that's there. Just come and get them. But the most important, you don't have to buy anything to do this. All of those things are just our way of saying thank you for coming on by. But what today is all about is signing the petition. So look, let's go back out there now. Bryan, pretty busy, huh?
Hi, Perry. It sure is. And we just had a session of prayer. Yeah. With Melissa's testimony, it's a good day.
Yeah. I'm still trying to keep my composure after hearing that story. Bryan, people who have signed the petition can still come by and get one and take it and get other signatures?
That's right, Perry, and that really is the way we're going to get this accomplished. We're calling this a team effort. If people can come in and sign, that's a blessing. But Perry, if they'll take a sheet with them, which represents the potential for 10 more signatures, we can get this thing done. And the reason we can get this done is this isn't just happening here. This has been going on all over the state of Oregon for months. These sheets have been going out. They're sitting in baskets. They're sitting in out baskets. They're sitting on desks with piles of paper on top of them. It's time to dust those off, get them out. Whether there's one signature or 10, on that sheet. It's time to get that done and get those mailed in. There's an address on the back that they can be mailed to. And we have the framework, the groundwork has been laid to make this thing happen. We have 31 days.
Okay. Now, the goal is to get a little over 116,000 signatures. You'd like a lot more than that just to be safe. And when that's accomplished, then the ballot measure will be on the November ballot. And did I see where it's going to be ballot measure 6? Is that right?
Yeah, that's the number that the Secretary of State's office has assigned to it. That's correct.
Okay, now, just for some other clarification, this just stops taxpayer-funded abortions, not all abortions.
That's right. There's about, just in round numbers, there are about 10,000 abortions in Oregon every year. Just roughly 4,000 of those are funded by taxpayer money through the Oregon Health Plan. These are elective abortions. These are not necessarily abortions that are medically necessary to save the life of a woman. This doesn't eliminate the possibility of these ladies getting abortions. They can seek other ways of funding or financing their abortions, but this stops the use of yours and mine's income tax that we pay to the state of Oregon from being used to fund them. Over the last 10 years, $16 million have come into the state of Oregon that they have used to fund the abortions of 38,000 unborn children, 38,000 unborn children just in the state of Oregon with our tax money in the last 10 years.
And I think people need to understand that Oregon is one of 13 states where taxpayers are court-ordered to fund abortions without limits or restrictions. That's up through the 9th month.
It's through the 9th month, and that really brings me to the thing that I think is the operative issue here is how the state of Oregon somehow, in spite of all our efforts, in spite of Oregon Right to Life being a very vital and dynamic means of getting the pro-life message out to the citizens of Oregon, Oregon stands alone at the bottom of the heap in terms of states' regulations of abortions. We have none. And there are states that have as many as 23 state-mandated restrictions on abortions, which are all legal under the Roe v. Wade Bolton decisions back in 1973, because the Supreme Court gave states the opportunity to regulate abortions later in the term of the pregnancy. Things like ultrasounds, doctor clinic requirements, which that's actually been a really interesting one, because last summer, the state of California made national news when they legislated that RNs can perform first trimester abortions. Well, that was no big deal in Oregon because they've been able to do that in Oregon all along.
Oh, just amazing. Okay, let me just say again, if you're outside the area, you can go to Oregon 2014, that's 2014.org, and you can sign the petition online. We've had Randy Alcorn just earlier really admonish pastors to allow for signatures. I would hope, I don't know how to say it anymore, Brian. I would hope that pastors would take a Sunday between now and the end of June, maybe Father's Day, that's what's coming up next, and use Father's Day as a life day and speak on life in your church and ask your congregation to step from the sanctuary to the foyer and sign the petition.
Perry, if our team can help in any fashion, we don't desire to burden the church leadership and the pastors. We know that they have a ton of things on their plates, but we have a team of people that are willing to give up their time in their church service on any given Sunday and come out and help to collect these signatures at these churches. So there's no lack of manpower available should a pastor decide to do this, and we still have 4 or 5 Sundays yet remaining where this can be done, yeah.
All right. Again, today, throughout the afternoon and all day up till 6 o'clock this evening, Bryan and his team and a lot of us from theDove are there. I'll be broadcasting live from there a little bit later on this afternoon. At the Mellelo Coffee House, it's a beautiful location right behind Costco. You don't even have to get out of your car to sign the petition. You're going to be given a certificate for $1 off for a coffee. You don't have to buy it today. You don't have to buy it at all, but you'll be given to that. Your name's going to go in the hat for a drawing for a coffee a day for a month, and we'll be drawing those names out tomorrow on the show. And we also have taken over there several cases of books that we have collected through the years or through the weeks and the months here at theDove. And it's first come, first serve. If you're looking for books to read and different subjects and topics, take a look at the books. They're yours for the taking. So first come, first serve. Well, Bryan, I only got a couple minutes left. Your last thoughts on today, or where you are at the moment and throughout the afternoon.
Perry, we got to start with prayer. We're not going to get this done unless the Holy Spirit is moving in people's hearts to take the time to set aside time from their busy schedules to come out here, or in any one of a number of places around the state of Oregon, or of course go online to Oregon2014.org. Perry, I just pray that people be responsive to this, that the Spirit will just move in their hearts. We need to get this done. I need a clear conscience. I struggle with the fact that I'm paying tax. My tax money is being used to murder babies that have absolutely innocence. I mean, Proverbs 31:8 says, "Be a voice for those who can't speak for themselves." If this isn't a way of demonstrating that in action in our society in a legal way, I don't know what is. So I just pray that people would be responsive.
And one last time, I want to say to Sal Mellelo, thank you. And Bryan, maybe you'd like to say on behalf of your chapter as well, because he's really done a bold thing by opening up his business for this today.
Perry, he has. As a business owner, I truly understand the position he has put himself in. But, you know, we sat down with him. God bless his willingness to listen to the leading of the Spirit. And he said, I have to do this.
Okay. Thank you, friend. We'll be checking in with you throughout the day. And again, this is all happening as we speak there at the Mellelo's Coffee House. That's right behind Costco. And Bryan and his crew's there. We have folks from theDove there all afternoon. And you're welcome to come by anytime. You'll be given a certificate for $1 off for a coffee of your choice. Your name's going to go in the hat for a drawing for a coffee a day for a month. We'll be giving 3 of those certificates away tomorrow on the morning show. And we here at theDove have taken a bunch of books out there and that we have collected through the weeks and the months. And they're first come, first serve. You can have them. Just come on by and take a look. You're welcome to take anything that's there. And if you've never received theDove devotional, the word for you today, we have those as well. Nothing is, you don't have to buy a thing. There's nothing there. This is all about signing this petition. And let me ask you this. Have you signed the petition? And if you haven't, please go out of your way to go to Mellelo's behind Costco throughout the day and sign the petition. And if you see Sal there, thank him. Thank Bryan and his team for their incredible energy and warrior spirit to stay at this and be out there throughout the day and sign that petition. If you're living and watching and listening outside the area, you can go to Oregon2014.org and you can sign the petition online. And if you've already signed the petition, you're still welcome to go out, pick up a certificate, put your name in the hat, and pick up other certificates and take them to your family and your church to sign. And pastors, pray about a Life Sunday between now and the end of June. All right? We'll see you next time on Focus Today.